So a majority of the stuff on my channel is related to air gameplay, but truth be told, I actually enjoy pretty much all of Battlefield. Jets, helis, infantry, tanks, even playing like an absolute rat is fun at times. It just really comes down to who you're playing with and what maps come around. Recently I've been doing a bit more tanking, and today we're playing on Propaganda, or as I like to call it, Propaganda, because this map is an absolute farm. It's definitely a great infantry map, but a good tanker can absolutely have a field day on here, and it's probably the favorite tank map of many, definitely including myself on that one. So yeah, we're going to see what we can get up to here. Firstly, I'm just pushing over to C. I said there's kind of like two ways you can play this map. You either go to C and go for the farm on the infantry, which is what I like to do, or you can go and fight the tanks out in the middle on the long like lane. I just don't think that long range combat is very, very useful in tank fights, just because they can rep it off most of the time, and they can always get away. So I like to try to fight tanks in very decisive ways, so I'll try to push them up close where they can't really get away, and we find out who wins the fight then and there. Anyways, now we've got C cleared out. Just gotta see if anyone pushes from A. If they don't, then I'm gonna try to push these other two flags. I will have to fight their tank, so do not want any people like interfering from A flag. And this train is it's killed me before, I'm not gonna lie. If it does hit you, it's gonna insta-kill you. I'm trying to get priority target as a tank, so putting some shells into that, and then just shooting the infantry after. But I saw 2 kills there that were easy to get, so decided to go for them instead. It's not really necessary that I kill the tank right now, because I can just run away. He's not going to kill me. Like, there's no way he can kill me here. I have too much cover. Yeah, and this is some bad tank driving. I should have been able to stay up there. And apparently these 2 flags here are like the ones you want to be at. I've talked to some really, really good tank players. Much, much better than me. Like guys who average like 4 kills per minute in the tank. And they say that those 2 flags are where it's at. But I can never make it work. It never results in as many kills as C for me. C is usually where I get a lot of kills. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but maybe I just got to get better at tanking. My HMG aim at the moment isn't as good as it was when I used to play the game a lot more, but something you just got to keep practicing. It has a really weird lead to it, but once you get your aim on, it's insane. Like, the HMG is definitely the best option. Never really liked the canister shells myself. Anyway, let's see if we can set up a peek on this tank. Got a nice little exit here, so he should never be able to kill me. There's no chance of that. Unfortunately, the train's coming though. I'll try to get a little bit more damage into him. I think he has repairs though, so this is kind of pointless. Not really much point in doing that at all. And someone's UCAVing, which is a little bit annoying. See the C4 Jeep there, that is definitely the priority. That's usually what kills me, like C4 Jeeps and stuff. They're actually really, really effective, and if you play it smart enough and come in at the right time, it's really hard to stop as a tanker. Even the best tankers will die to them sometimes. I'm definitely a pretty average tanker though. And both tanks are in just like really annoying positions for me. I can't really do anything about either of them. So I'm just trying to hold down this position here. I can't push the D. I just can't. If I do that, I can get 2v1 by the tanks. See the other tank backs out though, so we're going to try to get back here. I know there's a lot of kills there, and this is usually what I do. I just try to drive towards where the kills are at and just hope for the best. If I do have to escape, I think I can run towards my spawn, which is good. I have a decent gunner as well, so he knows what he's doing. Keeping an eye out for that train as well. I do not want to get killed by the train. A little bit too much heat though. We're going to back out here. Especially with 2 tanks up, it's not really worth staying out. We do have repairs, but damage can really stack up quickly, especially when MBT laws are used. From that range, the MBT law will still just hit every time because it's basically like an aimbot. Auto targets you, which is really annoying, but it's balanced enough, I guess. It's not really that overpowered because you can't get rear shots or anything with it. Now I'm just making sure they don't push up on this high ground. I really don't want that. It would make it really, really hard for me to defend against. So I'm going to try to kill as many as I can. And of course the train comes back in. Decide to commit to my side of the train rather than going in. And every now and then I jump in and out of the tank. That's just unspotting the tank, so you will be taken off the minimap and taken off 3D spotting, which is good. Just gonna open up squad to a friend of mine. I do want to push at least one of these tanks while they're fighting friendlies. Somehow I get a kill on an infantry there. And we've just been jumped by a C4. That's going to be the end of the first tank there. So I didn't know that there were so many guys up on the right. Literally had no idea. Checked my minimap and stuff and I couldn't see anything. But perhaps I checked at the wrong time. Anyways, heading back out. Pushing in. Spamming some shells at buildings and stuff. I don't know how often you're supposed to use your AP shell, but I use it quite a lot. It's almost like a crutch for me. When I can't aim with the HMG, I'll just switch to the AP and shoot one of their feet. Seems to work well enough though. I think as long as you don't get caught without shells against another tank, it's fine. When I watch good tankers though, they're pretty much only using HMG. Get a few guys here. And I want to push B. If I can get B, then it will reduce their spawns and they won't be able to have these two flags. There are a few behind though, so I'm going to have to back up and deal with that. It's a quad bike there, I thought it was a player. And we got reps here, so no real worries at all. Very comfortable just to sit here and kill the people who peek me. Eventually we should be able to get on this flag. As a general piece of advice, as the tank, I don't usually like going in first. Find that's usually not the play. You want to be behind at least a little bit of infantry. It's the best way to play it. I think the best way to describe tanking is like, for me at least, having a playstyle that resembles a passive infantry player, like someone who sits behind their team and just like cleans up. That's kind of how you should play tanks. So if you go in first, you're gonna usually die. They're not actually that tanky. Unless you're a very, very mechanically skilled tanker, which I'm not, so I play pretty safe. As long as you get the flag eventually, that's all that matters. Now the tank's in kind of close range and I have repairs.
Okay.
This is a fight I actually really do want to take, so I'm going to try to get him killed. Fortunately, UCAD does hit me there. I know there's a few people around, but I really want to kill this tank. I have repairs and we have guys with thralls and everything, so that was a good push. And that's exactly what I mean by you want to fight tanks when you can decisively kill them. Not just spam across the map and hit a shell here and there. Very rarely works. And now we got this flag, but C is taken, so gonna make my way back there. Already got 30 kills on the board. I don't know what I tried to do there. I think my biggest weakness in tanking is definitely just my general driving ability. It's awful. It really is. Reversing around stuff as well. Just horrible. Anyways. I'm not sure why I'm bothering with this tank here. He just seems like he's in the open. I missed 2 easy shells on him. Just not quite used to the lead again. Haven't been tanking as much as I used to. The thing about tanking though is it's not as mechanical as a lot of the other roles in this game. I'd say it's less mechanical, at least to play it decently, than a jet or a heli or something like that. Jet's extremely mechanical, especially attack jet. Like, you have to have your speed control really good dogfighting ability, all that kind of stuff if you want to play solo, so it's definitely a bit of a breath of fresh air coming into tank, where you can usually make up for a lack of mechanical skill with stuff like AP shells or just decision making. So here I'm just isolating each infantry into like a 1v1, and no infantry is ever going to win a 1v1 against a tank. You just won't. So if I take them one-on-one, I'm going to win all those 5 separate 1v1s. Again, because there's no tanks nearby, I'm pretty, I'm not hesitant with my AP shell. I'll just let it fly whenever I get one. If that means getting a kill or destroying a piece of cover, that's good. And although I said that tanking is not very mechanical to do decent, you can still take it to a very mechanical level. You can become pretty insane with HMG, like headshot aim, shells against aircraft. Most good tankers have a really good thrall shot as well, so they can defend against jets. A lot of those kind of things are important for tankers. A lot of the guys that I will be pretty scared to strafe even in my attack jet, because I know that Thrall's going to come. Also, you'll watch some of the top tankers in the game, they'll always be switching to their gunner seat and throwing incendiaries and killing people while the shells are on cooldown and stuff. Switch seating in the tank is very viable as a single player. It is better to have a dedicated gunner though, like what I've got here. Yeah, a few guys here. Don't know what happened with that first shell. Thought it was at his feet, but maybe not. Doesn't really matter. Got cleaned up anyway. And now we're just trying to wipe out the remainders here so they don't get any respawns. I think squad wipes are also pretty important to keep a track of in tank. I don't really do it myself, but I have a good friend of mine, Nispel, who's probably the best tanker in my region, easily. And he's also one of the better tankers in competitive. And he always talks about squad wipes and how you actually want to chase them down. It means that you're not actually going to face any more enemies, which is good. I never really thought about them being anything more than just another ribbon you get. Little wally bot there, it's not really an issue though. Rather kill the infantry, so clean those guys up. Very nice. And now I'm gonna kill the wally because it would kill my teammates if I don't do that. Thermal's just so strong. I don't think I would have spotted that guy without thermals. I'm kind of glad that 2042 didn't bring thermals into the game. But, I mean, tanks are just so weak in that game anyway. The game is just really, really badly designed. And on the topic of 2042, I don't think I'm going to make a video about it, but Update 4.0 did release, and it looks like they have actually made the game even worse somehow. They've buffed the Bolt, which needed a nerf. They've buffed the Condor, which needed a nerf. And, yeah, I mean, aside from that, they've changed some stuff with the attachments and other things like that. I don't know, I haven't played it yet. Apparently the hit reg or the mouse input is fixed. I've heard that's fixed from some people. I've heard it's still bad from others. They've added a TV missile, which never hits. Apparently it never regs, it just bounces off helis. Yeah, the game is just, it's in a funny state. And what's more funny is that people are praising DICE for this. They're saying that, oh, these guys they're going to get back on track. Like, this is how the game should have launched at a minimum. So, yeah, it's pretty incredible. Anyways, got a tank here. I'm trying to drive towards him, so I'm at least at an awkward spot for him to shoot back. Because his turret can only look so far down. And we get that tank there, 52 health left. There's another tank though, so this is pretty much death unless my teammates can save me. And unfortunately the enemy team actually backs him up as well, which is good. So we end up getting cleaned up there. Anyways, I will get another tank here. And this time, we're going to push towards C. It's where I like to play the most. We have a decent amount of friendlies here. I think with some tank backup, we can get the flag, so I'm going to try to push here and help them out. Just hollowing out these buildings so they have nowhere to hide. This guy behind, make sure he dies just in case he's a threat, like a support or engineer. And we got another tank here, but again, he's just playing in a position where he's probably going to have reps, and he's also pretty hard to get to, so I don't think we're going to win on 1v1 there. I don't think we'll lose either, though. I have plenty of cover as well. So for now, we're just making sure that he doesn't get too much free space. So every time I see him, I'm just putting a shell into him, and we might be able to get the kill here, but I'm being flanked by an engineer, so I want to make sure that he doesn't get away with that. Checking the minimap, just keeping an eye on that guy, know exactly where he is, and it looks like the friendlies have cleaned him up. We got a lot of guys in this little corridor here though, so I'll try to hold it down. Got APS up, so nothing to worry about. And we've cleaned up that corridor, which is nice. You don't want to let them get too close, otherwise they can C4 you over it and push with RPGs and stuff. Now the corridor is clear, my flank should be alright. I'm just going to push the tank away a little bit. No need to push though, again I just don't see it happening. Not yet at least. I see people coming in this corridor again, and I don't want to get flanked, so I'm going to keep an eye on that. It's also a free farm. Free infantry kills here. Now there's 2 tanks, so I don't think I'm ever going to be able to push past this point, really. But my goal for now is just to keep the tanks back so my teammates don't die to them. So I'll just try to use the reps I have to 1v2 the tanks. Got 50 cent here, wrapping my tank, which is good. 35 hit on the other tank, which is really a lot of damage, but there's nothing I can do about it, unfortunately. And when you know someone's going to peek you, try to keep that crosshair up at head height. It's just going to kill them instantly with the tank. Just headshots with the HMG are really, really strong. So if I know where they're going to peek from, and if they're going to peek me standing still, I'm going to try to put some shots on their head. And that guy gets really close. And that's exactly what I mean by that flank being really deadly. I do not like it at all. Luckily, the amount of reps we have, there's not much they can do against me, and there's not much I can do against them. The goal for now, again, is just to stop the other tanks from pushing. I keep hitting a lot of damage on this other tank, and the way to explain it is that the closer the angle is to 90 degrees on the sides and on the back of the tank, the more damage it does. So you want to hit shells directly behind tanks or directly side on. And that's actually going to give you more damage.
Holy.
Even with the straw, you can like bend the straw so it hits 90 degrees on it. It'll do more damage like that. There's a lot of good techniques you can do just to get a bit more damage, and also mobility hit the tank, which is really, really strong. I've pushed a little bit hard here, but I have reps, so at the same time I think we're alright. I just saw a Jeep bail on E, so I want to make sure that doesn't do anything. Can't see the guy though, so we're going to stay here. I have a nice little padding of infantry around me, so I should get alerted to where they are on the minimap.
Behind. He stopped.
And the Jeep is again just pushing up to the left side, just keeping an eye on that, but it's bailed again. And I'm trusting my infantry will probably shoot him if he drives straight in. He's probably dead already, actually. Again, those headshots, really, really strong with the HMG. I'm trying to take some space here for my team, but I don't think it's going to happen. And it's actually really rare that you get in a stalemate this long, but I'm totally fine with it because I'm getting so many kills out of it. The goal is just to get this flag though. I really would like to get it. Should probably kill that guy on the left there. Oh well. It looks like E's flashing, so they have someone on E flag. Don't really want them capturing that, so I'm going to back up and try to peek them. But our team's got it again, so we're fine. And that's just dragged me off this flag here at C. Makes it even harder to get it back, so I'm trying to take the space back that I already had. And other tank has pushed. This is good though, he's pushed really, really hard, so we're going to commit and make sure we kill him here. And sure enough, the teammates help. He did not need to push that hard. And with that tank dead, I do want to push on to C now. But the enemy have taken up some good space, which is annoying. On the flank as well on the left there, which is really hard to deal with. And also players on high ground, which means I can't splash damage them with the shells. So they're in good positions now. It's going to be a lot harder to take it back. And we've been stuck here for a while now. Finally trying to get a little bit closer in. But the enemy team has just had really good positions and I have not been able to push that much. In hindsight, I probably should have just left straight away and went to the other flags, but I really did think I'd be able to farm through this and actually get the flag, but in the end I couldn't. I got a lot of kills out of it, but no real success on actually getting on it. Again, checking the flank. The right side seems like where the enemy team is at, so fine with that. Just going to try to drive on now. Game is coming to a close, unfortunately. And the other team actually did really, really well this game. It was pretty impressive. Managed to hold on to this flag here. see my mini-map, there's someone on the left here. Just do not want to get rear shot. It means you're going to die pretty much every time.
Holy
And
fuck,
that would be the end of the game.
Wow.
So we got 80 and 2 in the end. Had a pretty good game, but unfortunately they were just too good. They had a really good game there. And I hope you guys enjoyed. It's a fun round tanking, and if you guys want to see more of this kind of stuff, definitely let me know. Next time I might do an infantry video or something. We'll see what happens. Catch you later, guys. Take it easy. Peace.